najveći do sad ove godine održan, dok ne napravimo naravno Napalm na feštu. Napalm Dead i njihova support act At the Gates. Večeras gledate Napalm Dead, special pol sata, imate prilike vidjeti intervju ekskluzivni i naravno neke live snimke, neke spotove, a za 14 dana gledat ćete At the Gates. Imam sa mnom su ovdje, first will you introduce yourself to the Croatian audience, for those who don't know you yet?
I'm Jesse, I play guitars.
Mitch, play guitar.
Shane, I play trumpet.
That's a good way.
No, bassist.
Yeah. This is your second visit to Zagreb. How do you feel and what are your expectations of tonight's show? Because last time was like last, I think.
Well, last time, we're kind of worried or whatever, but not really, and the show turned out really good. It was pretty packed, I think. Tried to walk through the crowd, it was just couldn't move. So hopefully today will be another good one.
If we get the same reaction, it'll be killer, but it's hard to say.
Yeah, you never know.
Sometimes you think it's going to be great and then it's not as good, so we just try not to think about it.
But you don't have a fears tonight, yeah?
Yeah, we'll have a few beers and just chill.
Whatever.
I'll have a beer with you.
You're promoting the new album, Diatribes. Tell me something. I think it's a big step for Napalm Dead. Last time I spoke to Shane, he told the last album, Here Enters the Fair, was like a big step for Napalm. I didn't agree, but now I think it's like really something different from the Napalm. Yeah, Shane?
Well, I don't know, just it's what we're really into doing, I guess. I guess every record's got to be some kind of step forward. Every record got to sound different, whether style or production-wise.
Yeah, but
I'd say we concentrated more on the elements that we thought were different about Fear Emptiness.
Yeah.
We just tried to bring them out more, because, like you said, some people didn't really think it was that much of a drastic change. So we concentrated a bit more on the guitar lines and stuff, and the accidental harmonies brought some different sounds in.
Well, Napalm Dead from Birmingham, please enjoy. Thank you.
Yeah, tell me, you had the new album Diatribes, but you first released, I think, in December last year, the EP Grand Killing. How come? Was it just trying to see what the market's going to react or what?
It's a bit of everything, I think. The fact that we had too many songs to put on an album anyway, because we recorded 18 songs, and also just to test the water, as it were, you know, put it out and see what people's reactions were to it. And we also did a small promo tour of Europe, you know, to coincide with the mini album. So it's a mixture of everything, really.
It's kind of like used for hype, you know. So that came out like 2 months or 2.5 months before the record. So we did interviews as the mini album came out. So by the time the record came out, the interviews would coincide with the record. Sometimes has a problem to get everything on schedule. Yeah, so it gave us a bit of leeway, and you know, it's quiet around Christmas and stuff. So.
Yeah, but I don't know. You got some great songs on the EP which didn't make the record. So, but you had this low price on CD or something.
Yeah, in Europe it was pretty cheap, like £2-3.
Yeah, I spoke to the guy the other day, and he told me that you're getting slower as you're getting older. What do you think about it?
Probably. Not really.
It's not as much of a challenge to play fast anymore. I mean, we can still do it, you know. We do it live every day, you know. So it's like it's not that big of a deal to us.
Are you afraid that you might end up losing some of the old fans or something?
You know, those who believe in us will stick with us to the end.
Another insignificant to join the rock race. Jumping oceans within our wrath, which overthrows the sanctity of life. The wonderful, the rocky bird. We spin out of the throne. Guided, or could it be misguided? No time to fight it. We occupy with pressing on. The rocky bird.
I understand you did actual recording in a Birmingham in a small studio framework or something.
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
The guy who does our sound for us, Paul. It's his own studio, and there's an engineer there as well who worked on the Massive Pill Madness EP with us. And we used Colin Richardson, you know, who's done Fear Factory and Machine Head and stuff like that. So it was like a nice small little family type thing, you know, kind of good. Kind of turn up when you wanted to turn up and record when you felt like recording. You know, it's a different concept.
And you got the pub around the corner, yeah?
Basically, yeah. It's right around the corner, in fact. You know.
Yeah. But you mixed it in Liverpool, yeah?
Yeah, mixed it in Liverpool. There wasn't the facilities there to mix it the way we needed to do it.
The computer automation.
Are you satisfied with the new sound, the way the sound came out on the album? Yeah. You use Colin Richardson as a producer, yeah? And I understood you have to wait until he was available or something.
He was mixing the last Carcass album, you know. And, as I said before, we were kind of ready to record in January. We hung around and recorded more, and we wrote more songs. That's why the EP has more songs, you know. There's still 2 more songs hanging around that we haven't released yet.
So we can expect a new album come very soon. I think this is the first time between 2 records you stayed in the same lineup. Correct me if I'm not sure.
3 albums.
Yeah, 3 albums, yeah. Do you think this can be heard on an album, like you sticking together? I don't know. What do you think?
The more you get to know somebody, you know, I mean, we all know each other very well. It makes songwriting comes really naturally now, you know. There's not all the things that you have to explain to somebody the way you work. Really easy.
Yeah. But I understood that Shane and Barney had some musical differences in the process of how the critics say musical differences.
Yeah,
in a way of making the process, like Barney wanted to stay well Napalm and you wanted to change something.
That's pretty much correct, yeah.
But it wasn't so much he wanted to stay the old Napalm, you know, but there's just a few things he wasn't sure about.
You making sure?
Yeah, we made him sure.
I think it's hard for Barnes because, he doesn't play an instrument. So he just looks at it like from a, I mean, he's in the band, but almost like a listener's point of view, where like we could explain to each other on a musical level.
So tell me, does these songs like, I don't know, Curse the Crow, you got these few songs with, I don't know, I would call it experimental vocal styles, and I don't know, do you think this is the way the Napalm will go on further?
No, not 100%. I mean, that's a nice,
Good to have that.
it's a nice way to sort of move forward. I mean, I still would like to get, I like to keep the vocals extreme.
Yeah, you pretty much have them extreme on all
But at the
records
same
like this.
time, I think it's nice to break it up as well. That was the whole thing with the speed thing as well. It just became monotonous, in my opinion. Anyway, I just thought it was like, it'd be nice to have different textures on the record. So it's, when you listen to it, it's not just at one level. It varies throughout.
It also gives you different options for the future. Because if you've done something successfully in the past, you can always try it more, and people can't say, why? So just doing what we did.
Maybe it's like for more interesting for playing, for being a musician.
Yeah,
Just
it gives more dynamics, ups and downs. Not always 100%. So it builds up sometimes, you know.
tell me something about the lyrics.
My lyrics has always been about just like personal surroundings, really just me, myself, my friends, people that I'm involved with, really. Pretty much just basically, paranoia, fear, insecurity, basic emotions that everyone goes through, really. That's my kind of, the topics that I like to write about.
I think this time you made lyrics more understandable.
Hopefully, yeah.
In a process of recording, I think.
That was Colin.
Yeah, it was Colin.
Marnie pronounced
It was more like just, yeah, I mean, they kind of like worked on Barney's pronunciation, really, to try and get the lyrics through a little bit better, you know.
Yeah. You have never really been topping the charts, but this soundtrack, what's the name? Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And it features Napalm. I don't know what is one song on it.
Yeah.
And that soundtrack is in top 5 or something in Billboard. So how come you came on this movie anyway? And I don't know, who are the other bands on this soundtrack, because we don't have it here in Croatia.
Tracy Lords is on there, yeah, which is good for...
Good company, yeah?
Good, yeah, basically, yeah, for me, basically.
He's right underneath us.
Yeah, I wish. I think there's Fear Factory on there, and I think White Zombie on there.
I think Geezer's on it.
KMFDM, Geezer Butler. Bunch of techno stuff, actually.
Typo Negatives on there as well, like a few techno bands. I think it's basically because we were associated with Columbia Records on the last album. That's how it came about.
At one stage, Columbia was supposed to release the soundtrack, and they pulled out at the last minute.
They went on to sell 1 million albums in the
And it
States.
sold 1 million records, which is a little more than our last record sold, you know.
That's a good thing.
About 950,000 last album sold, probably.
Yeah, but I understand you will be the first maybe underground band to release this CD Plus with interviews and things. How come you're doing that? Or, because here in Croatia we don't have market for that, but I don't know, maybe in the world.
I don't think it's happening actually at the moment.
Yeah?
No, I think Earache and their great wisdom cocked up, basically.
They didn't spend the extra money for a good production in the video.
I think Megadeth has one, don't they?
I really don't know. We don't get this.
We were talking and you hear the cars in the background louder.
It's something you were telling about live recording on the EP. Yeah, it doesn't sound very good.
That's okay. I mean, it sounds okay.
You have cars in the back.
It sounds okay, but it's just, you know, one of those things where...
We never actually heard that before it went on.
Oh, yeah?
Or managed to. Yeah, click, put an extra song on. This song would be great. We've got a DAT here. It sounds good. Are you sure it sounds good? Okay, go ahead. We hear it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But some people like it, you know.
Some people don't like it.
I like it because it's noisy, extremely.
What about videos for this album?
Did a video for Greek Killing.
Yeah, we don't have that yet here in Croatia. Hopefully gonna get it in a few weeks so our viewers can see it. But you got any plans for, because like it's very expensive for you to do the videos, you got any plans for doing something more?
I'm not sure actually. Really.
Scale the inferno, take me on in. I'm on right or wrong, or just confused. I'm alive, denies me by design. I'm through time, long there, that's for sure. We are feeling, now we lost. Rage rages in all our hearts. Scale the inferno, take me on in. Am I right or wrong, or just confused? I'm alive, denies me by design. But through time, not there, that's for sure. We are feeling, now we lost. Rage rages in all our hearts.
How this touring thing goes? You've been to the States, you just come to Europe now, you go back to the States. How everything goes on?
Pretty good. I mean, it gets tiring after a while because it's been kind of long and we play almost every night. It's not that many days off. But after this tour, we have about a month off. We charge the batteries and do the States again.
You're playing about tour dates in the States, and I understand you take At the Gates again with you?
Yeah. And then go to Australia and Japan afterwards.
Yeah. How is it to play with At the Gates? Are you good buddies or are you just bands from the same record label?
No, pretty good friends, I suppose. You know.
We share the same bus, you know.
You
And
have
every day we, get to know each other better.
Yeah, and what happened to, because kids here in Croatia, they expected Face Down will show up, but they, I don't know, quit the tour, and what happened to them?
I think what happened, I think they wanted to do the whole tour. But I guess they ran out of money in Holland.
Roadrunner said they wanted to concentrate on Germany and England, something like that. That was their excuse for not funding the rest of the tour for them to drive.
Actually, they drink all the money, yeah?
That's what I heard, yeah.
Something like that, I think.
I heard they had a few wild parties that costed them quite a bit. So.
We're gonna have a nice party going on tonight, and actually I hope you're gonna play good as well as the last time. And nice to have you here for a second time. I hope to see you again, and thank you for this interview.
No problem.
Yeah, thanks for
Cheers.
inviting us.
Thanks a lot.
We're Napalm Death, and you're watching Metal Mania.
Metal Mania, we're Napalm Death, and you're watching Metal Mania.
Mania watching metal.
Mania and Napalm here.
Hej, det här är Martin och Tompa från At the Gates. Ni kollar på Metalmania Special med At the Gates.
Dobro večer svima, dobrodošli u još jednu Metalmaniju. Večeras smo vam spremili puno dobrih spotova. Spremili smo vam veći dio emisije, će biti posvećen At the Gates specialu. Kao što...
Hej, det här är Martin och Tompa från At the Gates. Ni kollar på Metalmania Special med At the Gates.
Evo, nalazimo se u rock klubu Remetinac. Danas je 28. travanj, veliki koncert se održava, sviraju Napalm i prva grupa At the Gates iz Švedske. Ovo što sad gledate je nastavak onog što ste gledali prije 14 dana, a radi se o sljedećih pol sata At the Gates special. Ja imam sa mnom dva dečka iz At the Gates. First, will you introduce yourself to the audience?
Hi, I'm Martin. I play rhythm guitar.
I'm Thomas, the lead singer.
Actually, tell me something about the beginnings of the band, because kids don't know really much about it here in Croatia. So introduce At the Gates to the Croatian audience.
Well, we've been around like 6 years, I think now. Released first a mini album, a really small independent label, which got assigned to Peaceful Records, Music Nations. Released 3 records there, and right now we have a new album out called Slaughter of the Soul on Earache Records. We've been supporting it with touring since, October, something like that, I think.
So it's been pretty good going on for you. Tell me, they categorize your music like melodically brutal death metal. Do you agree?
Well, yeah, it's basically, it's kind of open to whatever you want it to be, but it's metal, basically.
Different influences, but I mean, yeah, the basic thing is the balance between the melodic, like the feeling in the songs, and the brutality, which I mean, I think it's pretty necessary if you're gonna play this kind of music. So you have to that balance is very important for us, that it doesn't get too brutal or too melodic, you know.
Tell me, this is your fifth album, yeah, 4.5, as Martin told me. Tell me something about it. You record an album every year or something?
Well, I don't know, it's not really intentional. We already, I mean, kind of just happened that we record pretty much albums, I don't know.
Yeah, tell me about the new album, how you pleased with the sound, and where did you record it?
We recorded it in a local studio in Gothenburg, which is, we recorded the 2 latest albums there, and it's kind of, we're growing together with that studio.
It's a home-based thing, kind of very much. We were thinking of trying out bigger producers, like bigger names and stuff for this record, but being the first one on Earache Records, like the label change and stuff, we wanted to make sure that we got, you know, that Gates sound really tight. We didn't want anyone to push us into something else on the first record.
So it presented at the Gates in '96, right? The way it was supposed to be. Tell me, you are from Sweden. There is strong metal underground scene going on. Does it mean there's been metal band in Sweden is very easy to get record deal and I don't know, get gigs?
Well, I don't know really. Of course, it's easy to get record deals, but it depends on what deal you're after as well.
Yeah, with the crap deal, it's very easy. But it's like, it's not like it's so many record labels and stuff like that in Sweden. It's a pretty poor country for the actual scene. It's just like, it just happens to have a lot of bands. I mean, every band is big outside of Sweden. No band is really big in Sweden.
Yeah, something new for us. You're touring a lot, but your first headline like 2 years ago, I think, '94, after terminal spirit disease. Yeah. So, do you have any plans for solo tour now? Now we know you're supporting Napalm. Do you have any plans for like solo tour after this Slaughter of the Soul record?
Not really. Thing is, at the level we are at now, we really need to broaden our audience, and thus support tours is really the thing for us for this album. So we're gonna do a few more support tours, and then we'll start working on the next album. And then with the next album, we might see. Maybe we'll go.
We actually did a headline thing in England, just the two-week headline. Yeah. This kind of, we have strong territories. We can go back and do good things by ourselves. But yeah, as Martin said, at this point, it's so much healthier for us going out to see. I mean, but yeah, we got a lot of kids that you know ask us to go on headline tours. They get like longer set and stuff like that. And I mean, for the next record, we're definitely going to do a small club thing before we go out with a bigger band, I think.
Yeah, and how is being on the road with a Napalm band?
It's excellent. It's like a whole bus full of friends just having fun, going out in Europe.
Yeah,
we knew some of them before as well, so it's been very, very easy.
actually on Peaceful Records, yeah, first, and then you changed to Earache. How come?
Well, the deal ran out with Peaceful, and we're very happy with Peaceful. They did a lot for us, but we felt it's time to step up a level, and we shopped around for something new, and Eric were interested, and since then we haven't looked back.
I mean, I think it's the best death metal label, actually.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a bit more underground than that. You're like your Roadrunner or whatever, but it's. I mean, I don't know how it works for other bands, but for us, we feel like they really believe in the music. Actually, and I don't think a lot of record labels actually have that kind of, they don't know what the bands are about, but this is really something special. So.
Yeah, so they satisfied with your new album, Slaughter of the Soul, as well as you do.
Yeah, I think so, actually.
Yeah. Okay, your Slaughter of the Soul has been awarded the #1 album in the Sweden Close-Up magazine. So they tell me, and it was nominated in hard rock category in the Swedish Grammy. That's like a big thing going on. Do you think it's gonna be like this album is gonna be big break for a band? Maybe, I don't know, get more recognized.
Well, it's definitely a step up. I mean, we're definitely a level higher than we've ever been before. But yeah, I think this is the record where people like to turn their heads and notice the band, and I think the next record is going to be like the one we really have to put more effort into.
Yeah, exactly. But I think
harder on the chorus and stuff.
Yeah, we'd rather not have a big break because it's easy to fall. Then we'd rather just evolve, like grow a bit for every album and build a strong following.
Yeah,
that's what we are doing. Yeah.
Yeah, but what about this recognitions you get from the magazines and I don't know from the? Does it, I don't know, going to turn you into something else than you are?
Not really, no.
No, I mean it's flattering and I think it's good for the sales and all that, but musically and personally, I mean, it's still the same. I mean, of course you develop, but I mean, not because you're nominated for a Grammy, it's not like you.
Yeah, that's just to get recognition from the other people. So tell me, you were telling me just a little late before you made this video for Blinded by Fear, and it's actually went pretty well. You're satisfied with that? Is there any plans to get some, because videos are main thing to get recognized by, I don't know, MTV and kids as in general. So any plans for other videos?
We want to do another video probably for this album, but it's very expensive and we have to fit it in the budget as well. And but Blinded by Fear has got a really good much airplay on MTV and Viva TV and all this in Germany. And I think we actually maybe need another video to make them play another song because people are getting tired of it maybe.
You tell me you're going to the States. It's gonna be your first time in the States. You're going to support Napalm. What are your expectations of the States market?
Well, it's growing all the time, and the critics love us in America, which feels really good. So we're just waiting for the audience to start liking us big time.
Actually, we just came home from a US tour in Mobile.
Yeah, you were.
So it's gonna be the second American tour in just a couple of months, and hopefully the buzz has gotten around since the last time, at least a bit. So there's gonna be even better this time.
Yeah, that's cool. And What's next after what next after this, you finish this European tour and finish visit to the States with a Napalm? I know they're gonna go to the Japan and stuff. Where are you gonna go? What is next for At the Gates?
We have a small trip planned to South America probably right after the US tour. It's not really all confirmed yet, no, but that's just a small like 2-week thing. And I think we're going to concentrate on new songs and stuff like that afterwards. We have to do that.
Already? Isn't that like too early for a new record?
No, yeah, maybe try to like record and stuff. Like I think it will take a while for us to like to follow up the song.
Yeah, because this time we are like determined to really take a long time to do something really, really good. Not that we ever release something that we're disappointed with, but as the success of the band grows, we really feel we have to do something spectacular.
Get more focused. It takes a while.
Yeah, I was speaking to the other guys, and somebody actually told me he already visited Croatia, I don't know, a few years ago for holidays. Do you ever been before to Croatia? Have you heard some of, I don't know, Croatian music, some Croatian bands? Do you know anything about the country?
Well, I'm really interested in the Croatian music scene, Croatian and Slovenian music. I got a friend back home who is from Croatia, and so I get a lot of music from him. But it's mostly rock music. I'm not that... I don't know much about the metal scene. I would like to know more about it, but I haven't got, like, bands and stuff.
Yeah, all right, now, when you say that on TV, so everybody's going to send you a tape.
Yeah, hopefully, because I'm really interested. Because it's mostly bands like Ha de Bra and Touch Friction and those kinds of bands. Zona Industrial and those bands. I think they're really good.
So you know them well. Okay, anything you want to say to Croatian audience for the end? I don't know, any messages?
Well, hopefully they'll listen to the album and pick it up, because we're really satisfied with it. And it's really good to be here for the first time.
Yeah, it's a different experience.
Yeah, definitely.
And I hope we're going to see you some other time when you come touring with the next record. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nice.